Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third episode, and yeah, so I got the save file back and I want to record my reaction to it, but that is not my first reaction because my first reaction was completely exaggerated because I showed everything with praise and only spoke in German, and then I realized that I can't use this recording. And so I took a little break and recovered for a short while because I was really overwhelmed by crazycatmyri's creativity and how she used the modifications, and yeah. And now I'm going to try a second attempt to record my reaction, and I had already received the save file from her at the beginning of the year and had already seen what she had built with the aviary and so on, but after a few dialogues we agreed to this point that she would work on a little bit longer, and now I can basically see the finished result. We start here at the beginning, here on the entrance plaza, and wow, it's I like it. And here, opposite to this large entrance plaza, we have a very beautiful large enclosure for two very iconic animals, and I like it that you use these dinosaurs. It's wonderful. I definitely like this unobstructed open view into this enclosure, and that the dinosaurs have the opportunity to drink from these watering hose here at the river. And I still think this open view is extremely important. I like it. And I see a big change that you had finished the area between this enclosure and the aviary. And I can only say I'm absolutely overwhelmed by these brilliance with which Miriam used these modifications. She simply takes the whole thing to a new level, and I think this idea with the hotel here and this rock formation is so beautiful. This is goat. This is goat. I simply can take my eyes off this construction. But well, go back a few seconds. We switch back here to this as a first enclosure here, and crazycatmyri created here a guest area here that leads into the middle of the enclosure, and it is beautifully planted and decorated and separated off with a very nice fence. I like this type of fence here. And when the guests arrive up here, they have a great and open view into the enclosure, and yeah. And the coolest thing here is the feeding station with this self-constructed cage and the palm trees, and it looks fantastic. And I had never thought of this idea myself or seen anything like this here. And check it out! It is so clever. And the paras can eat from below and the long necks above. Whoa. It's really clever, and I love this construction, this feeding station here. And yeah. But you saw this in the episode before, and but enough of that here. Let's take a quick look at the hotel again, and I would say it's beautifully integrated into this landscape, and it all looks like it is painted. This is art for me, so this combination, I think this rock formation here with the plants, also here with the statue, and so it looks so pretty, and the whole way up here to the viewing galleries means for you can look then into the aviary, and also here from above to the rest of the park, and wow, I like it. I like it. And yeah, down here we have a beautiful constructed fountain. I like this idea here, and then we have the access to the other galleries and the viewing logs, I think. And I like here also this outside area here from the birdcage with the water pond here, and yeah, overall I'm absolutely impressed by the construction and the outside facade with the plants. And I remember on this item here, and I think the construction with the self-made fans is super pretty, and yeah, you complimented this item so good. Wow, it is really good. And as I said, I think what Miriam built complements this park here, absolutely. And from up here, I have just noticed you can also look really well in the parking lot. I like it. And see if your car is still here or has been stolen by a velociraptor on it. That's beautiful. I like these little glimpses and details, and yeah, I love all these details, and I'm impressed with with the short time that Myri been using the modifications and what she done with it, built with it, and you inspired me, crazycatmyri, with all the things what you do here. Alright, then I briefly considered whether I should show you the aviary from the inside, but I leave that out because you already know the aviary from the second episode from here, and I'm absolutely thrilled by the whole construction and the living rock formations and the plants, and that the pterosaurs have so much space for flying. And I don't want to make my reaction part here too long. Too long. But I know I'm talking here too long. I know it about a lot of minutes here, and at this point I'll think about what I can implement from my ideas, and then, well, we see each other again after a while. But for you it's only few seconds because you are watching this episode right now. But for me, there are more days between this recording and my creation, and then I say on this point, see you soon in some moments, and then, choo! So, welcome back everyone, and for you only a few seconds have passed, and for me several weeks, and here you can see in the first overview, so in the background, in the glamour shots, that I have expanded the park by 3 enclosures and have definitely built more than I had planned. And I had a lot of joy and fun the whole time using the new decoration elements and future items, what is coming on nexusmod.com, and like these glass panes, which I will show you more in detail later. But as you can see also that in the background. And just a little background story for you before I switch to the real-time part to show you everything more in detail. crazycatmyri and I have the idea of dividing the park into continents, and she will probably continue working on the North American section, and I will continue to concentrate more on Asia. But it's not complete in stone, it is an idea. And I worked some time in the eastern part of the park, and let's be honest, I hadn't a concept or a whole idea what I can do here for my next part, but I knew I definitely wanted to include some Asian themed dinosaurs and my beloved pterodactyl. I mean, it's my duck. And I wonder why I don't use this fluffy boy as my icon. I'm not sure. But I love the Parasaurolophus more than the duck, but the duck is the duck. I also even chose a carnivore in this episode that I didn't expect to pick, but I'll talk about that later. And I'm very happy with the final result and all the beautiful details that I'll show you in the meantime here in the background, and you have imagination what I had done yet. And during the last weeks I had a lot of fun working on every day, and I even deleted and redesigned some enclosures and ideas that I had. And my tip is simple: if you don't like something, destroy it and start over, or take a day off. And if you are not sure how to continue and so on, I believe this is not the master tip here, but I'm really sure you know what I mean. And so it was an interesting journey for me, and sometimes a theme naturally takes shape, and when you start building and see how the first structures come together. And so I begin to start here with the red Torii gate on the eastern part as a transition to the new Asian part of the park, and then I follow with the flow of building. But before I go wild, I had a really great idea. And I have also commissioned a glass pane mod. Hopefully it comes out very soon and it's enjoyable for everyone on nexusmod.com. So then, fingers crossed, it comes very soon. And I would like to create my own and first viewing gallery with this. And I used the first standard glass pane from the mod, and I adjusted the angle and put different items together and built a few small galleries for my themed area here, and I show you that also more in detail shortly. And after then, I built 3 enclosures for Asian dinosaurs and completed the flair of this area with the new Japanese decoration mod pack, and voila! I have my beloved themed area. And first I started with an enclosure for the Dinosaurs, and it turned out so huge, bigger than I expected. And so I decided to add another dinosaur, and in the end I chose for the Shantungosaurus, and together the 2 dinosaurs looks good in combination. On one side of the enclosure near the plaza is quite shady with the little lake, and there's a small forest behind it, and then I expanded the enclosure more and more and more. And the middle area of the Dinosaurs enclosure is very open with a large lake, and I like this side of the enclosure a lot. And once I finished the first enclosure, then I moved to the opposite side of the entrance near the Red Torii Gate, and then I expanded the area for the Werosaurus habitat, and I kept the design of the habitat simple, and placed also the lagoon hatchery next to it, which served as a zookeeper's house, but I'll show you this later, what I mean with this. Then next, then I expanded the guest area and extended the path, so go with the flow, and then I got creative with rocks and built a special viewing gallery, and guests can walk, so my imagination, walk through under this rock tunnel and watch the Asian Tyrannosaurus here. Then in this case, I wonder, it is the Tyrannosaurus, and it is the Asian Tyrannosaurus feeding show attraction, and the guests can see this from a safe platform. And I thought this would be a great first attraction show. And then I continue on expanding the area using as many natural rock formations as possible for barriers. And so I think I had talked enough here, so let's go into more in detail. Okie dokie, so then let's start here at the entrance plaza, and the guests can actually look into the enclosure from here, and sometimes the dinosaurs even walk past this area, which I think is really cool. So with the glimpse here with the glass pane, I really like it. And I also believe that the enclosure should be big enough for the dinosaurs to move around freely, and I prefer larger spaces because it makes the experience feel more realistically for me. And sometimes the guest might need to wait a few minutes before seeing a dinosaur, and I really like that. And this is so, that's realism. For me, realism is important, and I enjoy adding small realistic details to my park. But of course, that doesn't mean a park is bad if it doesn't focus on realism, Don't get me wrong. It's just something I personally like to do. And to keep things safe, I also placed here small bamboo fences, or I don't know what it is here, between the glass pane, and so that the dinosaurs can't get too close to the glass, and but it's bulletproof, the glass, don't be worried. So then next we come to the official entrance, and the first split here from the big entrance plaza. You can see on the right and on the left, you can walk here, and on both sides you can see then I have here the big enclosure for the Dinosaurs on this side, on the other side for the Werosaurus, and we also find here the first guest area. And so I decorated something here with a fountain and other decorated elements, and split the path here so in 2 directions, and behind there is then the first elevated guest area. And I thought it would be nice to add some guest amenities so that the visitors get a better overview of the park, or of this section here. However, the guests still cannot see inside the enclosures from here, but I think that's not a problem. And I also like that many fenced elements were used to cover the most parts of the habitat, and the visitors can only view the enclosures through the self-made viewing galleries. And that is why it's so important for me that the view into the enclosures from the spot or from this viewing gallery is very attractive. So I hope when you stand inside and watch through the glass pane into the enclosure. And I also believe that when a park has really big enclosures, that visitors shouldn't be able to look in from every side. And yeah, to create hidden calm spaces that are comfortable for the animals, because they sometimes need a place to retreat. And I think guests are very loud the whole time and talking a lot, and then it can disturb the animals also. And I think it's nice when animals can retreat sometimes. Yeah, and so it's covered and secluded. I mean, it's more secluded with the fence and the bushes and so on. And so we have calm spaces inside of the enclosures. Yeah, I know I'm talking about details that are not usually considered very important in a park or a park building or in Jurassic World Evolution 2. But since I can include these details and I didn't want to leave them out for me, personally for me, and so then we have here, yeah, you can see it is the guest area, wow. And I kept it relatively simple, and yeah, the one thing is I split the seating section a little bit with these synced fountains, so that we have. So yeah, so I create these moments. So for me, you're sitting here on a warm summer day and you feel refreshed when you sit nearby a fountain and enjoy your drink or something like that. And I generally like to work with different elements like water, in this case with fountains in particular, and yeah, to create a wonderful moments for the guests. And so yeah, I think it's nice. So enough of this. Then we go over here to the enclosure. And yeah, actually I wanted to implement 2 smaller dinosaurs here, but afterwards I thought the enclosure is big enough for this cute Werosaurus, and it's fine. Back here we have also the staff building for the zookeepers, and I used this lagoon hatchery and covered the floor with a concrete slab and arranged everything so that it hopefully looks like an interesting zookeeper building. And I don't expect that we design an entrance to every enclosure in this park or in this color, but in this case it was a nice addition for me and it was new for me, and I like some things like that here, and so yeah, it was a pleasure for me to build these awesome zookeeper houses. So then we have this self-constructed visitor gallery also here, and then I'll try to switch to the first person mode, and then we can walk around and go into this self-made building and can look through the glass pane. And then I do the same over on the Dinosaurs enclosure, and then you have imaginations what I have created here, and then we hear us again later. Yeah. Alright, so I hope you liked the construction, and then we can continue the path. And when the guests walk along here, they come to the next opportunity to go inside to a visitor gallery. This is the entrance for the Tarbosaurus kingdom habitat thing here. And on the right hand side, again, you can see there's the next staff area with an official entrance into the enclosure. And I know me and crazycatmyri, we use mods and so on. We can use the spawn tool, but I know the spawn tool isn't for everyone, and that's why I integrated this official hatchery here. And in case if crazycatmyri needs a hatchery, here is a hatchery. And then we have the option to officially hatch dinosaurs when we need this and so on. And, yeah. And it looks like a good basic Zuki house. By the way, I love this entire path here for the guests to show from. On the one hand, you can occasionally look through a pane of glass and see into the enclosure and have a glimpse to the dinosaurs, but on the other hand, everything is so covered up here with the fences and the rocks, and you don't know what you can expect when you walk along here from the visitor's perspective, and I love this perspective here a lot. And then I wanted to create a rock tunnel thing with the larger rocks from the lagoon, and so build a slab and so on, but then in the end, then I decided to create a glass roof. And this will definitely let more light onto this platform, and I've also integrated lots of little things here, including also small shops and opportunities for the guests to sit here for a while or stand on the fence or listen to the information about zookeepers, about the Tyrannosaurus and so on. And then I switch also in the visitor's perspective, walk around here a little bit and you can see what I mean, and then, yeah, then we come back to the last part. So there we go, and as you can see, I use the artificial water as a large barrier because I think such moats are also a popular alternative in real zoos, and why should not work for the same for dinosaurs? And yeah, I think so. A moat is a nice, yeah, has a nice look, feels good, and so yeah, and I think that's nice. We have a elevated platform and can look to the dinosaurs and when they eat something, meat, and so yeah, I like it. So I think it's nice that the attraction is separated from the main path, and on the other side of the rock formation thing here, guests always have the opportunity to look into the herbivore enclosure on the opposite, and or can sit here and get a snack before continuing their journey through the park. And there, the enclosure has also become bigger than expected from Tyrannosaurus, but I think that's always my problem, that I plan enclosures something like that too big, I know. But on the other hand, so I can, of course, implement lots of ideas, and so I basically divided the enclosure into 3 areas. And yeah, the first area here is the fairground, which is surrounded by forest, and we have in the second area then a small lake, which is also surrounded by a lot of rock formations that has so this touch as a natural barrier for the enclosure. And the third area is somewhat more open area with a cave or shelter. I put here this observation gallery from the lagoon here in the middle of the enclosure, and so that the guests had the opportunity to observe the animals a little bit better in this area. And last but not least, there is also opportunity for the guests to look into the cave of the Tabitabo and so on from an elevated guest area, and I'll show you this later here. But way later, I can show you now. So then we switch over to this area here, and as you can see, I have separated this area again with the Japanese wooden fence, and here the guests can look into the enclosure through large glass panes and can also look around here a little bit. And I like it when the visitors or the guests have many different options to observe animals, and to my delight, the two tabby often come to this area here for me. This is a pleasure for me. But unfortunately, they cannot officially walk into this shelter here, or this cave, and sleep there, because the Tyrannosaurus has a huge hitbox for this, but smaller dinosaurs can walk under this cave or guest also. So then we can go back to the Dinosaurs enclosure, because here I used here also a lot of rocks to create a few natural barriers, but also to create new perspective for the visitors. And I think it's nice when you walk past big rocks like this here, and you find a bench for a little recovering, and in between and you can sit here and chill here a little bit. And a still implemented concrete fence also here in combination with these rock platforms, so that looks a little bit more realistic enough that the big dinosaurs can climb over it or something like that, and everything looks so hopefully natural like here with this rock platforms. And I think so in general that's it. So I hope you like it, and so you have a good overview of everything and what I did in this episode. And just before I send crazycatmyri this save file, I tried one last little thing with a few fossils, and I would like to show you this in the end of this video, and then you can enjoy a few little beauty shots. And then I would like to say at this point, girls, boys, guys, and so on, thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to the next episode, because I already know from just one screenshot it will be legendary. She is cooking up the next atomic bomb, and I can hardly wait to see it in official and react to it. And stay tuned for this collaboration, and thank you guys, have a nice time, and we see us hopefully very soon in the next weeks. And until then, bye bye.